It's the start of day 2 here at the barn, and for those who didn't catch the last video, we got a lot of junk cleared out in this rocker section yesterday. So today I'm going to work on cleaning up the rest of this lip here, and then I need to work on the rear frame support back here. You can see it's all Swiss cheese. I've got a plan to make these pieces here. Got to somehow patch this pipe. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but we'll figure it out. And then once that gets together, we can start talking about the front again, and then starting to figure out how to close all this stuff up. We got to cut out this little section. So this is the door hinge right here, just below the door hinge. This whole area is just a water collector, the way they had it designed. So anyway, not surprising, but I've got a patch ready to cut out right here. And we'll cut that out, put a little bend in it, and then we'll start fitting that patch. As with a lot of things, we got some detective work here. Actually, this skin is one piece. It just barely turns the corner up there. Then inside here, on the actual door pillar, it's another piece. So that's going to be a separate patch, just to keep this as clean as we can. So let's make this patch for here. We'll turn up the corner there just a little bit. This is our big challenge for the day. A lot of rot in here, complicated shape. The first thing I need to do is clear out this piece here. You can see it's seam welded all the way down. That's the closing piece for the panel that goes here. I can buy that piece. I'm going to buy it, so I'm not worried about copying any of the shape. What is weird is how that's going to attach up here. I don't know what that is. We're going to worry about that another day. Not a big issue. Once I get that cleared out, I'm going to start making a pattern for this upper piece. I might make it in 2 pieces. You can see there's a hole here where the pipe comes through. So I could make this flat piece with a hole in it, and then I can make this curved piece that has a flange. So it's going to have to be a straight piece with a flange, and then I'll stretch and shrink it to get the shape. And then we'll slowly round over this top edge until it meets this panel here, weld those two together, and that'll be our panel, I think. Getting there. I marked a line back behind there, got rid of some pipe. Now I've got this piece that sort of fits back in there. Come on, buddy. Let's see if we can get her kind of lined up with that line, kind of. Then I got a fold line, and I'm going to bring that piece straight down, and then where these two, the suspension mount and this triangle meet, we're going to fold that down too. I put like mild fold on it because it's going to be a little more round, and then we'll be able to work it. So I'll cut this corner out. This one is at mild bend, so this is sitting back about 1/8 of an inch. I'm just gonna kind of slowly do that. Now it looks like we're hitting a little bit. There we go. That's what I wanted. Yep, making the progress. I might start pulling this in down here just to give me enough room to check that one. I've got it marked here to shrink. So we're just going to do some small shrinks here. And I line it up there and line it up down here. You see there's a little gap in there, but there's some welded sections that are kind of sticking out that need to be ground down. I've got a couple temporary rivets in there. And then thankfully, I made some witness marks here on the panels before I started to cut. And I should be able to trace this thing. Now the question is, where does it stop? And I think I could probably do, yeah, that right there and get pretty close. And then we need to leave a flange. I made the second piece of the frame rail. This is the bottom piece that'll sit on the car like this. But just did a stretch and shrink. I'll see if I can line these up here. Yeah, there we go. Stretch and shrink on the edges, and you can see I've got them pretty good. Sometimes you overstretch or overshrink. You just got to go back and do the opposite. Sorry I'm not bringing you guys along as I'm cutting and fitting here, but it takes a ton of concentration, at least on my part. I've got this little piece, it's kind of roughed in, and then my bottom frame rail, I went ahead and turned this edge over. And I just took a pair of pliers and bent it over and got it the bend where I wanted it, and then I stuck it in the shrinker and hit the edge. And now these two pieces fit together like so. I'm just going to use this inner rocker section as my welding table. And we're just going to slowly but surely work around this thing. Tack it all in place first. We'll do a little hammer on the edges. looking pretty good. Just checking the outside to make sure we're getting good penetration. We've missed a little spot or two, but we'll get it good and heated up here on the final run. There we go, finished piece there. We got a little bit more trimming to do and that sort of thing, but getting close. Another patch. So this is the last one here on this frame rail. So I've got it marked there, so I'll cut this section out. And then this one has a little bit of relief for that pipe, so I'll get that cut, and then we'll fit up the next one over. All of that metal is cleared out. This pan is coming completely out, so this will stay and that'll stay. This will get cleaned up just a little bit more once we get this welded in, and then everything back in here will get squirted with a little epoxy before we close it up. And, you know, just trying to give it the best chance here. Give it a fighting chance. Bottom piece of the frame rail. Just gonna tack it in a few spots, get it to hold. Make sure we're lining up over here. Pretty good, pretty good. And the question is, does this guy fit? Still. I've got this top suspension arm piece in place. It's fitting pretty good. I also put this piece in place. I could hear everybody out there, don't forget the heater tube. It has to fit. So I put a tube in there and it's able to move a little bit, but it's a pretty tight fit. So I just wanted it in there as I'm welding everything up to make sure I don't screw anything up. But I think it's time to get this guy welded. I'm gonna do a little bit of epoxy on the faces that'll never see the light of day again. So the back side of this piece, is already done, but I've got a couple flanges here that I want to make sure are protected. Whew, sometimes it doesn't feel like you make much progress, but this is a lot of work today. Put all these pieces together, make them fit well, get them welded in, all that stuff. We did one other little patch up here. I think that's it for the day, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me again and working on this old car. Ah, there he is. I've got a few more days to go here, so hopefully we'll be making some serious progress over the next few days. Thanks, guys. I lied. I did a little bonus work. It got really cool tonight, and I decided to come out and just do those couple little patches right there. Looking pretty sweet. I'm excited. I think we're wrapped up with all of this over here for now.